You're now listening to M.E.M.E. You're now listening to M.E.M.E. Yeah, yeah. M.E.M.E.
This is the M.E.M.E. Podcast, where M.E.M.E. stands for music, movies, improvs, everyone must envy, where we make memes on air. We're the only podcast that memeifies and discusses Black entertainment, past, present, and non-existent, for the purpose of, or that you need to love and respect, for the purpose of you appreciating the culture more and us pushing the culture forward. I am Kim Adia. Not Keith.
And I'm John Fee, a.k.a. the most ghetto sour amaretto.
And we are the supreme meme team. The homie couldn't make it today. We still under the Jermaine curse.
The
Grease God curse.
Buck sat his ass down.
No, Jermaine sat his ass down. Like, oh, Fee coming back, I'm going to go ahead and let her come back. Somebody ain't coming.
every show.
So Christ is not with us today. He said, I don't feel good.
Hey, Christ is not with us, and that's the problem.
We need Christ. So this is season 8, where we show you why we're great. This is our Wishing While White series, volume 1, entitled, or meme number 9, Quattro 9-4.
About the same time that a young Ruben Thicke came out.
Ruben. This show is entitled, this meme is entitled, They Don't Know About John B.
Don't listen.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Listen to John B. Shit. Hashtag Drake Sr. Hashtag Drake's father. Hashtag where I got the white baby face, or the white booby for say. Hashtag pot gone, pun gone, who but Link. Hashtag where's Ja Rule. Hashtag buck the world. Hashtag creative colonizers. Or creative colonizing.
Mm-hmm.
Creative colonizing. And then we give you other hashtag that you just came up with.
Hashtag caping for colonizers.
Caping for colonizers. So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and all other podcast platforms. You're only getting seasons 8 and up on those platforms. If you want seasons 1 through 7, pre and post shows and other exclusive content, go to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast. That's TheMEME podcast. Donate, support, and become a meme or a meme-ber. So, topics of discussion for today. We got segment number 1. Do they know about John Bucky, Winter Soldier of Love? Shout out to Sade. Segment 2. You ready?
And Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah, it's not Marvel. It's Marvel if you follow the MC universe. So, segment 2, we bring it back around full circle. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, go. Meme unheard. It's not unsung.
Get him.
Meme unheard. Meme unheard. Meme unheard. Meme unheard.
Hey, look. You want to live up here. Your vocals say stay down here. You want to be up here.
But my passion has me above up there. So it balances out.
You wake up.
It brings me back down here.
You wake up wet.
We'll get into John B's lyrics. I was about to say, we'll get into that. I was like, no, that's not me. That's not me.
You wake up wet.
That's not me.
That's what passion does for you.
So we're gonna get into our meme unheard, where we'll be memifying Unsang It, the Unsang It interview from John B. And then last but not least, segment 3, memifying the music.
I also have a meme conspiracy theory.
All right, we'll throw that in there.
I put it in.
Where?
It's in the group chat.
Man, y'all done wrote a whole book.
That was mainly me.
Yeah, I know. But okay, we'll share the meme conspiracy theory toward the end.
Y'all so used to me not being in studio. In the stew. Can we do it in the stew? On the stew.
On the stew.
On the stew.
So welcome back, Fee.
Oh,
welcome back. So Jermaine sat your ass all the way down.
Ooh,
you missed 2 months worth of shows.
Hey, got your boy all the way out here.
And destroyed your technology to even try to call in through the Zoomy.
And destroyed my immune system by giving me the flu.
And which show was it that your lights got cut off? That was the first one.
That was the first Jacksons.
You gonna cut your lights off.
How you gonna have ice when I cut your fucking water off, balls?
Then cut your lights off trying to be on Zoom. Sat you down, got you super sick after Christmas. You was laid down for
for like a week. I couldn't get out of the bed for a week.
Lost like eight was that about 20 pounds?
Yeah, I lost 18 pounds.
Yeah, boy. Jermaine, boy. Then you tried to come through with the second one. Then he kept freezing up your stream, and the third one freezing up your stream.
Yep.
Couldn't make it out.
Nope.
I was like, damn, homie. Jermaine got y'all need to stop disrespecting that man. So here we are today.
I mean,
Christ ain't here.
he even his reach so long that he even sat me down for the Set It Off show.
Oh yeah, that too. Couldn't make it to the Set It Off show last week.
A nigga ain't been.
You didn't miss 4 shows.
A nigga ain't been in the studio in 2 months.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully Christ will come back next show. Hopefully I'll be here. Hopefully
I'll be la 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 la. Also, since I've been out the stew for so long, we don't even do this anymore. I would like to shout out a young Woody Benet for turning 7. And then I would also like to give a shout out and a happy birthday to my mother-in-law. It's your mom, nigga.
I thought you was gonna say the name. I thought.
Sherry Moon.
Sherry Moon.
I thought you were gonna join in.
Oh, sorry.
I'd be forgetting. That's usually where Christ chimes in, and we do our thing.
I was waiting for the name, so that's why I was like,
I'd be waiting on Christ to chime in, because that's usually where he be like, yeah.
Woo woo.
Boy, I miss my cheerleader.
So yeah, happy born day to Cherry Moon, moms, and Woody Benet or Goobin.
Jimmy.
Jimmy and Carolina.
Jimmy.
So as I mentioned, this is the Wishing Whilst. Should I put the ST on the end? Whilst White?
Well, I mean, that's...
Wishing Whilst White series, which was brought to the table by none other than John Fee here.
Hey, Kim. It's been a long time we've been trying to get Wishing Whilst White off the ground.
Was that season 5?
That was season 5.
Here we are in season 8.
Where you quit on us.
That was 2 years ago.
Where you quit on us.
Yeah, we were staying at the 3-bedroom apartment across the street.
Yeah.
Just got the new equipment. Yeah, that was like 2019.
Around this time in 2019 as well.
The beginning of the year.
It was winter. 2
years ago. So Fee brings to the table the Wishing Whilst White series, and we did one episode
that turned
horrible.
We didn't do shit.
Christ.
That's
why he ain't here today.
Boy, like
the karma from that, boy.
I love Christ, but Christ and I together, it's a tragedy.
Oh yeah, that's when I had stepped away from
that's
putting shows together.
That's when you quit on us.
Well, I didn't quit. I was still there. I just said, hey, I'm just
y'all figure it out. I'm gonna run the equipment.
I'm just gonna be here.
I quit.
I'm not going to structure the shows.
Fuck your life.
Bing bong.
I
I need to put that on there. Bing bong.
I quit. And then I was like, well, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Y'all are going to put the shows together moving forward. Let's see how y'all fare because I'm tired. I'm broken down. Goddamn mentally. I need a break. I'm going to still be there, but y'all can put the shows together. Boy.
I'd be more to do that now than then because God, no.
That was about an 8-hour show. Y'all went through every white person in the
that
history
was
of
worse.
music.
It was worse than the Neo Soul show.
That was supposed to be. Oh, no, that was two different shows.
They were two separate shows.
Okay.
But I got a lot of information out in that episode.
Y'all ran through
the gamut.
Y'all ran through everybody's catalog. I'm like, God damn, but we 4 hours in. We just got
Why
to
y'all
Michael
didn't split this shit down?
Michael McDonald. We just now getting the Michael McDonald's catalog. We still ain't got to
After
John B, Justin. We ain't gotten to none of them. We still in the 80s. Y'all still talking. I'm like, God damn, boy. So I was like, boy, so that got shelved. That never seen the light of day. So this is the first one. I was like, hey, when we do the Wish Wild White, we just gonna focus on one white person.
If you want to ride.
One white person at a time, but we did the Being Beige series. We did 3 of those, and we just focused on one person. Do we have any other series?
The Dark Skint Chronicles.
Oh, we haven't done that yet. I'm saying which ones we done? Like what other series?
No, that's it.
Oh no, we had the Tales from the Dark Side series.
We never got it off the ground.
Yeah, we did.
What we do?
We did Vampire in Brooklyn,
Rhythm
Nation,
and Kanye.
Yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So we have our series that we do every now and then. So this is bringing it back around full circle. The Wishing Whilst White. Could you please explain to the memes out there? Where you going, boy?
You look so handsome.
There's John B over here. We got John B in the studio. John B. John B. You say you look like John B. When come back around.
John B. Are you still down? This
you know who
2001.
You know who John B is? Is that John B?
Racially ambiguous, as you are. You look great. Drive safe. Be careful.
So yeah. So
okay. So
what is Wishing Whilst White? How did it come about?
Well, because I know that we big up and talk about all things Black, but there are some white funk groups, some blue-eyed soul singers that have given a lot to the culture, not just taking from. I am of the mind of caping for colonizers on a regular basis, to where I feel like those who did it and did it well should be recognized. So that is where Wishing While White, because they're not Black. They probably wish they were, but we should also be giving them their respect and their props.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
You wouldn't have a lot of Nas tracks without the Average White Band. And I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Or the Bee Gees, who is actually the most sampled
group within hip hop.
Amongst hip hop and R&B.
Okay. So we figured why not kick off Black History Month with Wishing While White?
Hey, getting canceled while caping for colonizers.
So yes, I should have put one of those
put the Koofy hat on him.
African colors like they was doing last year, kneeling. So yeah, just to seal the deal for Black History Month,
right?
That would have been appropriate.
That would have been
not appropriation, but appropriate.
But it is appropriation. They're appropriating. That ain't his shit.
That is. Well, he wanted that. This is what John B wanted. John Bucky, Joe Nathan, as we call him.
Joe Nathan Buck.
And shout out to Lahoma Jaffe. That was a joke at one point. She probably gonna be like, "Why you put my business out there?" So her name used to be Lahoma B, because she wanted to marry John B. She's like, where John B at? Da, da, da. So I started calling her Lahoma B.
Wow, you Lahoma, you ain't gonna get no bad mouthing out of me, but that is
Lahoma B.
quite the leap for you, pro-black beauty.
But that's when I found out his name was Jonathan Buck. That was like 2017, and that stuck with me. I was like, oh, Lahoma Buck, I see you. So that was so I had to throw that out there and bring it back around, because I know once we finish the show, I'm gonna send it to her, because she's gonna be like, oh, y'all did John B. You ain't calling me. Why I can't be on the show? So.
You know what? That's fucked up of you.
My bad.
And that's one of your best friends.
It's my fault. That's my fault. I'll apologize.
I want to say I'm sorry
for
the things I've done. To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Oh.
You want to say I'm sorry, Lahoma B? Let me cut my collar down.
I cut my hand off.
With the these emergency phone calls.
Hey, hold on. Let me cut my ringer off. Fucking hate John B.
Look at him coming back around.
I hate that nigga, man.
Back around.
He's the worst.
So we can go ahead and get into it. Segment number 1. They don't know about John B. Winter Soldier of Love. So, do they know about John B?
I don't think anybody really knows about John B.
They just know a couple of songs and that's it. But here on the meme,
they know the hats.
The hats.
They know the hats.
The hits, if you don't understand what we're saying, because we speaking our own language over here on the M.E.M.E. podcast. Hits. They know the hits, the hats. So we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna give y'all some just run down his resume, as well as his life to give, because here on the M.E.M.E. podcast, we here to preserve, unify, shift, honor our culture, and we would like to give flowers to those who are here and those who are not here as well. So that's one of the staples of the M.E.M.E. podcast, is to educate and inform you about the people that we talk about, as well as make fun of, because we couldn't be the M.E.M.E. podcast if we weren't doing that. So, born in Rhode Island. So when I heard that, was that a couple of days ago, I was like, not Rhode Island. Who discovered him?
But I mean, members of a lot of older white funk bands were born overseas and gave us the bestest hits, the Bee Gees, born overseas. They from Australia.
Like them wolf niggas.
Average white band.
Like them wolf niggas.
Like them wolf niggas.
And when we say wolf niggas.
What's they name?
Hiatus Coyote.
Oh,
yeah, goddamn.
the wolf niggas.
Yeah, P. Diddy, I put her on to Hiatus Coyote. And this was a while back. And then just recently, she was like, hey, what's the name of that group? And she was like, them wolf niggas. I was like, oh, goddamn, Tyler, the Creator now? You talking about Wolf Gang? You talking about Our Future? She was like, no, the wolf niggas. I'm like, wolf? I'm like, who is the wolf? I was like, all I know is Wolf Gang and goddamn, like, just Our Future. That's it. She was like, no. And then come to find out, she was talking about Hiatus Coyote. I'm like, damn, the Coyote. The Coyotes.
It's the wolf niggas. Was I wrong? So, you're gonna sit there and tell me that I'm wrong?
Wow, I thought you were talking about Our Future Gang, boy. Wolf Gang, boy.
Tyler, the Creator hoodie coming next meme.
Got you.
But since we're honoring colonizers, I gotta honor my favorite colonizer,
Mac Mills, boy. So yes, okay. I see what you so Rhode Island, you wouldn't think anybody coming from these small towns, small states, but then you got like Hiatus Coyote, the Bee Gees, Jensen Sports Tag.
Nigga.
Jensen Sports Tag.
They're
from Nashville.
Nashville.
Producing hits, boy, that people still ain't heard of.
Pure wet.
Baby, tonight I'll hold you, I'll show you everything good.
They got that from Prince.
I
I hear it every time I listen to it. I hear it.
Yeah, boy. Shout out to Jensen Sports Tag.
Shout out to them.
We need to do it. That was Wishing Wild Wife for the new generation. Hiatus Coyote.
I would do that.
Jensen Sports Tag.
I would do that.
So yeah, these are people. These are people that I stumbled upon along my journey. But so yeah,
You're a trash individual, but you're
great at picking music, movies, and TV shows.
Hey, your music,
TV shows, and your movies.
your music, your TV shows. Chef's kiss, cause yeah,
I'll be putting people on, boy. Like, boy, I ain't never heard of this.
This nigga Jeezy.
I put on, put on, boy. So yeah, a Rhode Island born and Killer Cali raised. Shout out to John B. So his dad was a music professor. His mother was a concert pianist. I gotta say pianist.
No, it's
Pianist.
It's pianist.
Yes.
I know you're uncomfortable saying it, but that's what it is. It's a pianist.
Yes.
His sister's a cellist.
Yeah. No violinist. His brother's a cellist.
Same people.
Yeah. And then John B mastered the keyboard, the guitar, and the drums. So
should have stuck with that.
He did. He was producing, boy.
He
produced, boy.
You know what I mean.
We'll get there. So he can only listen to classical music in his household. When they moved over to the West Coast, his grandparents had a record store, so that's how he was exposed to like the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and all that. So he pretty much got a more well-roundedness when he got to Killer Cali.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was some pushback. I think he was with LA County High School. Was getting teased in regards to his, whiteness, being in a predominantly black area. So the parents took him out of that, put him over to School of Arts, where he joined a gospel choir.
I love how he says getting teased and not saying I got my ass whooped.
Yeah, you over in LA, bud.
I know that they weren't just teasing you.
Oh, you're white.
They was putting hands on that boy.
Hands and feet. Yeah, and this is the 80s.
This is the 80s.
Yeah, this is when cripping and blooding was real.
Yeah, this nigga, he got stomped out. I'm sure. I'm 10 toes positive that he got stomped out.
Yeah, you don't get pulled from the school if they just say, "Oh man, you white."
Because I got teased. They didn't like your Jensen's backpack?
They just took it.
They probably whooped his ass and stole his wallabies.
What are these, cuz? You ain't got the chucks on, cuz? So yeah, they crip rocked all over him. So they took him out. His parents took him out, put him over to the
they
School
did
of
to
Arts.
him what Woody did to that kid when he got kicked out of.
We will not to big up Goobin and his goofiness.
At least you know my baby ain't no punk.
All right, sure, you gonna be in jail. Goddamn, getting mama. I ain't mean to do that.
Tell my mama I'm sorry.
Exactly, you gonna be singing that, boy. Trying to get the judge to lighten his sentence. That's what he gonna be that nighttime. So they moved him to the School of Arts. He joined a gospel choir. Because
after you get your ass whooped, you do find Christ.
And you gotta sing, but you gotta let that out. So his one of his teachers was a member of the Fifth Element. Or the Fifth Dimension, not the Fifth Element. That's the movie with damn.
Did you see me put my hand down here?
The Fifth Dimension. Age of
Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. Doesn't this sound like the plot to Sister Act?
In reverse.
Doesn't this sound like the plot to Sister Act? And he was the white boy talking about booyah.
Well, yeah, I used to be saying that.
Little Mary had a little Mary had a little lamb whose feet were slow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Hey ya!
That boy said your ass down, boy. You tries it off. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So he went to the what was that school called?
The music or the School of Arts.
I'm talking about it in Sister Act. I know it was like the nuns.
That's a private school.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it does sound like that. So yeah, so the sister from the fifth dimension, Age of Aquarius. So she taught him how to sing. We'll get to that. Okay. That's what he said. She taught him how to sing. Well, that's what I read. She taught him how to sing.
The boy can warble.
So then, I think he was singing at a like a contest or whatever.
He got booed off stage.
Nah, goddamn, he won. I think he won that, boy. And goddamn, Troop.
Steve Russell.
Troop discovered that boy.
No,
the
not
the lead singer from
Steve
Troop.
Russell.
I just wanted to put the name out there. But thank you for knowing who.
Steve Russell. You know how I feel about Troop.
The sky is home, the stars are bright.
What's better than to be afraid? You know how I feel.
I done lost my mind to be at ease and let this journey set me free. Set me free.
Set me free.
Spread my wings.
No.
Fly away.
Hey.
To a place that I long
I've been moving.
and my heart will be the best.
My heart is away. I'm searching for a love that's evermore. Oh! Thank you. I can't believe you know that, but don't know no After 7. But we'll
I
get
just
you.
know the hats.
Just the hats.
I just know the hats.
We'll get you there.
So yeah, so at this time he producing music, putting together demos.
Yeah.
Out here in the streets, in the lobbies, waiting for people to come out to be like, hey, boom, please listen to my demo. Please listen to my demo.
Or as Cuban Link said, ghetto as a sour amaretto. Mommy, listen to my demo. Hello.
That's probably what he had on that.
That's what that nigga said.
That's probably what that's his spiel. And then he was like, hey, I used to do this back in the day. So Cuban put it in his rhymes.
Why do you still have a demo though?
I mean, this is like early 90s.
No, I'm talking about Cuban Link at that point.
No, I'm saying John was like, hey, I used to say this when I tried to.
So John gave Cuban.
He gave him the bar.
He gave him the verse.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. So then I think what is Booby Fasay's ex-wife? What's her name? Tracy Edmonds. Tracy. A lot of stuff going through my mind right now. So Tracy Edmonds hears of John B, puts it in Booby Fasay, and when we say Booby Fasay, we fuck up people's names on purpose. This is the M.E.M.E. podcast. So Booby Fasay, aka Babyface, catches the face. Babyface catches wind of Jonathan B at the time. Jonathan B. Mm-hmm. So gets the demo. He's like, oh man,
hello.
Oh, man. It's Halloween. So yeah, so he's like, oh man, boy can sing. Well, who it is? So come to find out he was white. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we ain't worried about that. He can sing, but we can do something. So
I just want to, I know this is not what I'm supposed to do with this, but if a nigga who can't sing tell you can sing,
you can't sing.
You can't sing, because anybody worth they salt will tell you that Booby Fasay is not a good singer. Mm-hmm. He write hats.
Right hats.
He make hats.
He got a plethora of hats.
He make hats, but
not hats, but hats.
He cannot sing.
Got you. So I wrote down, are John and Booby the R&B M and Dre? Because we know the story about Eminem and Dr. Dre, how, you know, it's like, oh, he's a white boy. They took a chance on him, like, oh, he white. Oh, okay.
No, because Eminem wore that yellow jumpsuit for 5 days in a row.
I know the story too.
He flew out there with his lass. Jonathan was just there.
He was already in the in the mix.
Just because you got your ass whooped like a year before that doesn't make you
So he was Kid Ray.
If they don't pull him out of the school, he would have been dead in a year.
He would be dead in a year. So he was Kid Ray.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So interesting thing I found, What You Say Boo. What you say boo?
When he wrote it, 16.
It was on his demo. Interesting.
Not just that was on his demo, but we'll get there.
Okay. So they bring him into the mix. Tracy signs him to Yamba. What is it?
Yaba.
Yaba. I thought it was like 2 words.
It's Yaba.
I thought it was 2 Y's, like yam.
Yum yum.
No, it's not yum yum.
Yab yum.
Yab yum. I know it's 2 Y's in there.
Yab yum. Let me look it up.
Yab yum.
To be correct.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah, it's
Don't
yab
disrespect the
yum.
Edmonds. Yab yum. Okay.
Yab yum.
So he starts off as a writer.
And it literally means mother, father.
African?
No. Tibetan.
Okay. Shout out. So Yab Yum. So they signed him and they put him in the mix as a writer and a producer. So he's producing for New Edition, Color Me Bad, Toni Braxton, a living legend. Let me put some respect on her name.
You seen how I did that in the group chat, right?
Yeah, you be putting that extra on there.
It's not extra. When you say Toni Braxton, you need to put that behind her name. That's what it is.
Are you willing to box for that?
That's a hill I'm willing to die on any day. Toni Braxton, living legend.
Does she you work for her?
No.
So what's up? Okay. So Tony B, TLC, and After 7.
The East Coast family.
Tony B, TLC.
The East Coast family. That's what it sounded like you were getting at there.
And After 7. So yes, he's in the background producing, writing some hits.
Oh yeah, the boy made hats.
He made some hats. So he was a kind of like a Boobie Jr., but not to the degree of Boobie Jr. I mean a Boobie. But he was producing some hats because
he made hats.
Because these are some heavy hitters.
Like he made hats. I'm not even upset with him. He made hats.
You say Toni Braxton, living legend, TLC, and goddamn After 7.
Yes.
He up there.
Yes.
It's not like he was just like, hey, I had this little group.
You left out a huge The Spice Girls.
Okay. That was later on though.
No,
but
that was in the 90s.
No, I'm saying later on. Like this was like 93.
Oh, okay.
That was like 98 when
no,
they
that
was
was like 96. They only had 2 albums.
Oh, I never listened to those Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for adding that piece to it.
You're welcome.
So then he hits us with his first album, Bonafide.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
Have had nobody with that.
We'll get into that on the 3rd segment. So I said they had him looking like the Latin sensation, boy.
He's racially ambiguous as a motherfucker.
They had him out here looking like Antonio Banderas, boy. On the first go round, on the first album, Antonio Banderas.
Or a lost member of NSYNC.
Or John Connor's father from Terminator.
He could have been John Connors.
What's that boy name? Jonathan.
I don't know
that played in Terminator 2.
I don't know that man.
He was in. He used to hang around Corey Feldman and all that.
I don't know that man.
Oh, you don't know him?
I don't know that man.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, that's what he looked like. They had him looking like that on the first go round.
They didn't have him. When you come as you are, shout out to Nirvana. That nigga came as he was. He's a white man. He looked like a white boy.
Latin. He looked Latin.
He does not.
Boy, look at them.
This is fabricated.
That's second album. That's second album.
Yeah, that's
3rd album.
This is Pleasures You Like.
Yeah, that's 3rd album.
This is fabrication at this point. On the first album cover, he looks white.
But when you look at the like Someone You Love video, he looked Latin. Like I said, that's what I said, Latin sensation.
He looked like your son.
Hmm.
I wish we could make this bigger.
I can share the screen, bud. Let me use these feet. Let me utilize these features.
Like you could see, like he had the like kind of curly hair.
Which picture are you looking
on
at?
the Bonafide album cover, where he looked like he getting dressed to go to bed.
Yeah, goddamn Antonio Banderas. Let me pull this up. Let me go back to the share screen. I'm still learning. You see this, so they can see this. So this look like a Latin man. This don't look like
Why
no
do
white
we
man.
have two separate albums?
I'm just saying. I just pulled this one up. I saw the
No, that he looks.
because you can see his face more on this than the Bonafide album cover.
No, I'm talking about this.
Yeah, the Bonafide album cover.
Yeah, this man.
I'll
This
pull it
is
up.
racially ambiguous as fuck. Tell me this don't look like the kid.
Hold on, let me pull it up real quick so the memes can see it.
Zoom in on that joint. Can you? Tell me that don't look like the kid.
Yeah, it looked like Sudu.
Yeah,
That's my son, Sudu.
it looks like the kid.
So yeah, they had him out here looking like the Latin sensation.
That's racially ambiguous. That's a mixed kid.
All right, but that's 95. So 97, they blackened the homie up.
I think he did that to himself.
Yeah, he did that himself. He did say, he's like, hey man, this is the style. You know, this I just want to,
I want to be me.
wanna be me. So yeah, Cool Relax album. That's where most people know him from, especially our generation.
Yes.
That the They Don't Know. It's like, okay, he had the low cut with the relaxer on there.
Yes, that's a Caesar.
With the no, he had the taper.
That's a Caesar.
Caesar is even. He had a taper. I get haircuts, man. I get haircuts. Been getting them for a long time. It's a taper. So yeah, I put respect me. Respect me.
That's what you really just did.
Respect me. If you understand, Tommy Davidson is like what if
what meme did we do that?
damn, that was season 5, 6. Tommy Davidson, Ellen and Philly, where he's talking about it'd be funny if the more cornbread you eat, the blacker you get.
Hey, that white boy, John B.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the white boy in the audience,
Oh, Pee Wee Herman looking
B.
motherfucker.
John B.
But yeah, Brandon, are you all right? Oh yeah, I'm good.
Hey, have me another piece of that cornbread.
Respect me. Give me some.
What I'm saying is, give me some.
Guys talking trash. So I look at him, right? So the black you get black as you eat more cornbread. So he ate cornbread. So John B ate some cornbread between Bonafide and goddamn Cool Relax album. So he blackened up. So yeah, goddamn. So Cool Relax happens in 97. Then we move into the neo soul phase. So he had which I didn't know about. So he had a group called Jack Herrera. Herrera. Jack Herrera. I thought it was Carrera. So if those that want to go look it up.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Who was that?
It's a movie, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, goddamn Johnny Depp. Okay.
Too deep.
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. So yeah, so he had a group, a neo soul group in the 99 2000s. He had an album called Retro Futuristo. It didn't get support or was released by the label. They was like, "Hey, what is you doing? What is you doing? Fuck is you proving?" So yeah, they pretty much hit him with that. So that never saw the light of day. And then it was Jamiroquai inspired, which inspired Remy Shan. Now
Take a message.
Take a message from my love. Take a message from my love. If y'all weren't born in the 80s, 90s, boy, y'all know about Remy Shan, boy, y'all need to get put on, boy. So yeah, Remy Shan, boy. Not worth it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we need to do a Wishing Wild White for Remy. Anyway,
That would be the same as doing the one for "Fuck you, you hoe. I don't want you back." Oh, yeah. What's that guy's name?
who is that? I don't know. Who was that? I was going to ask you the same thing. Who was that? Yeah, look that up.
You know that guy. You know this song. Fuck all the presents. They don't mean shit now. He came out as the same year as Sean Kingston.
That wasn't my era. I wasn't listening to music like that. So he tries it with the neo soul. That was like, nah, fam, what is you doing? I actually listened to a
M.E.M.E.
That name sounds
yeah,
familiar.
you know the song.
We'll listen to it after.
I'll play it to you.
Okay. So yeah, he went the Remy Shan route before Remy Shan. They told him no, and then Remy Shan came out strong. So
did he?
Well, shit, we never heard John B on the Remy tip or the Jamiroquai tip. Let me not keep saying the Remy tip because he came through with the neo soul before Remy.
I feel like there are reasons why you didn't hear that project.
Yeah, because the record label was like, "Hey, cuz
you don't get to just
you just hit us with they don't know. Are you still down? You hit us with what you say, boo. Then you over here trying to do this.
Well, this isn't a part of your contract, so you don't just get to drop a band album,
right?
Without speaking to us.
He's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna turn this out, man."
Right? You don't get to do that. That's not going to qualify as one of the albums that are in your contract. But that's white privilege.
Well, it didn't happen, so they hit him with the black side. Like,
but he thought that's white privilege to where he thought
he could just be like
that he could just put a group together and drop that album, and everything was going to be all hunky dory. Honky dory.
Yeah, I was about to say no pun intended. No pun intended. So he tried it, didn't work. And then 2001, he hit us with the Pleasures You Like, which he pretty much moved more into the hip hop space, which is my name. Kim Adina Nike. Then after that, pretty much parted ways with the label. Went independent. At one point, signed with Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, and pretty much been doing his thing ever since. Just doing independent. And then one thing that I found out was he wrote and produced everything, and he owns everything for the most part.
As I told you guys, I can say whatever I want, but Joe Nathan is out here getting those bucks.
And that is pun intended.
And that is also the truth.
Ruth. So much respect due.
Enough respect. Enough.
Shout out to Juice.
Because he got it.
So as we see, this is Drake's father, because Drake then took pages out of John B's page or playbook.
Well, John B never acted.
Well, I'm just saying, like, in regards to the music. So it's like Drake keeps everything in-house. And we already know he has writers, but that's in-house too. So he has his own writers. His 40 is the producer, and everything is in-house. You don't really see him. He'll work with other people, but everything, like all his smashes, is on him. 40 produced it. So it's like he owns that. So he's getting a large cut of all of that.
Okay.
So, but we'll get into more of that. So we can go into segment 2. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Me man heard. It's not unsung. Me man heard. Me man heard. Me man heard. Me man heard. I messed up. But there'll be plenty of time to try again.
Oh, come on, Aaliyah.
So memifying the unsanged interviews. That includes the Vlad interview as well.
Okay.
So first things first. Papa freaks out
all the honeys. All the honeys.
Dummies. Playboy bunnies.
Those wanting money.
Those a lot. Anyway. So the narrative.
I think he controlled it very well.
What narrative are you talking about? Make sure we're on the same page.
He did a great job of doing what colonizers do, which is playing the victim.
Okay. Now, funny enough, I was randomly on, I think it was on TikTok or it could have been IG or whatever, one of those platforms. And there was a video of Mike Jiggy. He was doing an interview, or he was about to do an interview, and they was asking him about touring. He was like, oh man, I hate touring, you know, you don't get to sleep. I'm catching flights and, you know, I'm in different time zones. I don't get to rest. And it's just constantly. And it was like, no, Michael, don't say that. We need you to be more positive. He was like, I don't like this shit. So why I gotta be positive? He was like, hey, they was like, hey, you know, this is going out to, you know, the world. So we want you to, you know, brighten it up for the most part. So,
but the nigga said he was tired.
But
you fucking tired? You fucking tired.
Right. But funny enough, I saw that, and then I go to watch this last night, the John B. Unsung joint, and that pretty much was in my mind. Like, so it was the narrative of like, and they kept throwing it in there, so that's why I say it's a narrative. So, guess you can call it, quote unquote, because I don't use the term whatever, reverse racism. How hard it was for him to get in or be accepted first, to be accepted because he was white, to get into the industry because he was white. What are we going to do with him because he was white? But it's like,
that doesn't make any sense. Again, he did a great job of controlling the narrative to make himself look as if he was the victim. You came in, it wasn't hard for you. You came in, you wrote songs. Those songs were given to big name acts. You were credited right away as being a writer and producer of those songs. You didn't have to go back and fight to get the credits for that, as most Black acts have to. So wherein lies you having a hard time?
Yeah, it was like I can peep, and then like I said, I understand this is like TV, so I
get it. I do get that.
So it's like okay, I keep hearing like even though because it was like pretty much everybody there was Black that was on the Unsung joint, and it was like oh Soul Brother, and oh man, they were turning him down because he was white. His
no,
demo.
They weren't.
I'm like what?
No, that and it didn't happen.
So I immediately thought I was like you know. We know the history. Whites have stolen all of the music, rock and roll, blues.
Appropriation.
They've stolen all the music, credited it for themselves, like they created rock and roll, blues,
which was actually Chubby Checker, but
jazz,
go off.
And pretty much anything else. And it's like I was like, well, maybe if this is true in regards to the John B. narrative, maybe John is just reaping the karma from what has been done prior to, if this is the case, because it's like this has been done to us for eons. So maybe this is just the karma. So I can look at it from that lens, but at the same time, I'm like, it can't be. Like, and who? Because we're not really in a position to say yay or nay.
Correct.
Because even Booby Fasay and Tracy was like, yeah, they brought him in. So it wasn't like they was like, well, you know, we didn't really rock with him like that. They was like, yeah, I heard this say he could sing. And
it wasn't as if he came up on some underground label with some, you know, unknown people. You came up with Tracy and Kenneth Edmonds.
Powerhouse.
Your first fucking single featured Babyface. And Babyface didn't even star in the fucking video, my nigga.
He was twirling around in the chair.
So stop it.
So yeah, that's why I kind of was like, nah. And then even if it's the white execs that's turning you down, it can't be because you're white. But we'll bring that back around.
We'll get there because I got a lot about that because there was a narrative,
and it was like that somebody threw out there, white guys can't sing R&B. So I'm like, who said that? I know ain't no black person say that.
I want to be clear in what I'm about to say. White people can sing R&B, but you should have the ability to sing, to be singing R&B.
Bobby Caldwell.
I'm not mad at Jonathan Buck for singing R&B. I'm mad at Jonathan Buck for singing R&B so terribly. When I think of white people singing R&B, I'm thinking Bobby Caldwell. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Michael McDonald, my nigga.
George Michaels, boy.
I'm thinking I'm thinking people who can actually sing. Mm-hmm. So for you to get mad at Robin Thicke in your interview, that was stupid.
We didn't get mad at him.
It was stupid.
He didn't get mad. They have respect. They're friends. They're good. So... So boom. So he gets on. He tells the story how he got on. The Bonafide album. Again, as I said in the first segment, Booby Fassay was like, "Hey, you do your thing." You got how you come in and be like, "Hey, we're gonna let you do your thing."
But it was hard for you.
Like, yeah, because it's like most people, when you understand the record label, it's like, hey,
they're gonna guide everything. Yes.
And, no, they ain't gonna be no single. No, you need to redo that.
They're gonna guide everything.
So
not take one song from your debut album and repurpose it 3 different ways for 3 different artists on 3 different albums, and give you writing credits on all 3 songs. But
So he Grammy nominated for "Someone to Love" with Booby Fassay. Then we had we'll get into the music in the third segment. But so he goes into the second album, Cool Relax, the '97 album, and he's like, "Hey, I want to change my look. This is what's in. This is what's popping. Yeah.
A choice he made.
Right. Then it's like, hey, I want to go more hip hop. I want to appeal to, because this is what I've been around. This is what I've grew up listening to. Well, not just listening to, but being around in Altadena. Mm-hmm. This is all I've been around. So it's like, hey, I just want to be me. And plus, I want to get out of the shadows of Booby Fassay, because everybody was looking at him as the white Babyface. Like, oh, you sound like Babyface. You under his wing.
That means you can't sing, right?
Because you say baby can't sing.
But also, what I think that, again, he did a great job of controlling the narrative for people who aren't free thinkers by saying, I want to go and look and dress how what's in. You put yourself in a position to either be accepted or not be accepted. Mm-hmm. White people dressing hip-hoppy makes me feel like, that lady that tried to teach us to dance. It makes me feel very much like that. So he put
this is hip hop.
Yes. And I went to a club one time, right? And they were all loose. Nobody was stiff. And that's hip hop. Like you he put himself in a position to be made to be accepted or not be accepted. You did not have to dress overly hip-hop-ish because your talent should speak for you. You chose a gimmick. He chose his own gimmick.
But that's what he was around, though. It worked. Now, going back to 97, because that's when I was introduced. Now, of course, I heard Someone to Love on the radio, but I never watched the video. I never seen the video prior to the first time me seeing John B was the They Don't Know video. So what were your thoughts like when you saw that image and that video and that song?
I want to be clear about something. I don't know why. I hate black and white videos. I hate like that aesthetic. Mm-hmm. It makes me sad. And I saw it the first time I ever saw Someone to Love. It was on the box.
Shout out to the box.
And it came on after Madonna's Human Nature video. When Madonna tried to go hip hop. I'll play it for you later. I didn't understand what was happening. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that he was the singer. Like how niggas got bamboozled by Bobby Caldwell.
Like never knew until you years later. Like, what's a white boy?
Yeah, like how niggas got bamboozled by Bobby Caldwell. I was kerfluffled.
You've been hoodwinked.
And then I saw the Pretty Girl video also came on the box. And I was like, yo, it's him.
Antonio Banderas.
I didn't think he was Antonio.
Banderas.
I didn't band her ass down. I didn't think it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid. What do I know from bad?
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, I love the gear, the drip. I want to dress like that.
And so off to what's the name of that store?
Big T.
No, what's the name of the store that sold the big fucking pants?
Oh, the Jinkos.
Off to that store, got some Jinko jeans, did you?
Well, Jinkos, well, mine weren't like
And
super flared out.
And the denim ensembles.
But yeah, I stepped my game up in 9'8", 9'7", 9'8". So yeah. I pretty much appreciated the hip hop aesthetics, the gear.
It was normal.
It's a fly brother. You know?
I thought it was normal. Like I wasn't even being like I wasn't upset. I thought it was normal.
Mm-hmm.
High Five had a black and white video out at that. It was very sad. It was a sad time in '95.
Wasn't did Aaron
Bonafide
Hall's
came out in '95.
Did Aaron Hall's "I Miss You" was that black and white in some?
Yes.
Okay, that was a sad song.
It was a sad time. High Five had "Unconditional Love" come out at that time, and that was a black and white video. It was a sad time.
9-5, boy.
And then Tupac broke the mirror and tossed it up, and things ain't been the same.
Damn, Pac. So speaking of Pac, nice segue for the Cool Relax. Are you still down?
2001.
No, we're talking about 97.
Okay.
The first Are You Still Down?
Okay.
The song.
Okay.
Right. The album came out like 98, 97.
Which didn't make no sense.
So I'm talking about the Tupac album.
Oh, the one with RL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was dope. I fucked with that album.
Okay.
But they talk about how him and Tupac connected for the song. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just after he died and they threw him a verse and they put it together.
He says his name.
Yeah. He wants you, John. She wants you, John. So, yeah. So that was an interesting story of how that came about. He was in NY. He had a homeboy that knew Pac, was like, hey, homie, I'm down here at the How Do You Want It video.
I'm at the stew.
Nah, they was at the stew, but they was at the video. That's different.
Oh, with Casey and Jaja.
And Jaja. Had Heather Hunter there. He had all the women there. So he came
Those
down.
weren't women, sir.
He had all the honeys there. So porn stars. So John make it all the way to the video shoot, meets Pac, and he's playing some beats for Pac. Pac start freestyling. Yeah. It's like, hey man, we're gonna, get up and do some music. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, all right, everybody say that. And then like a couple of weeks later, he gets to get a phone call like, hey, come down to the studio, da. So he said that he pull up, hop out, he see a Bentley, and in the driver's seat was the Bonafide album. Now, I thought about that. I said, what if Pac would have Cleo'd that shit and threw that shit out, and the shit was on the ground when he got out the car.
You know, I think "Are You Still Down" is what killed Pac, but you know,
Is that what your meme conspiracy theory is coming in? Is that
that's
where?
part of it.
Okay,
That's part of it.
So yeah, so when I say Cleo, we talking about
Set it off. I suggest you.
We just did that show, meme number 9, Trey. Go listen to that. But yeah, he said that Pac had the Bonafide album sitting in the seat, the driver's seat.
I can't believe Pac wanted to work with him after listening to that.
Well, he wanted to work with him before that. He probably heard the hits.
Right, before, but after listening to that and hearing a grown man sing about waking up wet.
Segment 3 coming. So he pop up to the stew and got the beats, playing some beats for him. And then Johnny J.
Or the Fantasy on Elm Street.
Johnny J put on the "Are You Still Down" beat. And he was like, John B was like, "Hey man, fuck my beats." That shit is popping for the most part, paraphrasing. So then they started to, connect and, talk about, pretty much structuring the song, what we want to talk about,
Who's that boy that Mary J. Blige had sex with?
Danny Boy? Allegedly. Allegedly. We ain't out here gossiping.
Allegedly, but I heard a story from Christ last week that was supposed to be Danny Boy's song.
What, the "Are You Still Down" beat?
Yeah.
Interesting. See, Christ, you was here, but you can explain. Yeah, give us some more depth.
I heard a story from Christ. It was like a quick phone call. When I told him in the group chat I was finna call him, that's what he told me, and then he was like, "I'll call you back," and didn't. You know how Christ does.
Right. So yeah. So they was in the studio. They vibed out, did the song. Now, John tells a story like that. They was drinking Hennessy, whatnot, and he was getting drunk, and
anything's possible.
And he was slurring words and couldn't get it together. And Pac pretty much had to put his foot down, like, "Hey, no more Hennessy for John. I need you to sing it right." Now, as I did with the Jackson series, I was able to get my hands on in the Jackson series because you remember the scene where they were singing the national anthem. So I actually found a real recording of that and played it on the show.
Can you please put the shit up on Spotify?
I got other stuff to do. I got the videos. Just got the videos up.
Nigga, you been off.
It don't matter. Shit, don't want to lay down and chill, but so I was able to get my hands on the national anthem from the Jacksons. I played that.
So you're about to play me some raw Buck vocals.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
So as I said, John B was fucking up, slurring words because he was drunk. Pac was like, "Hey man, I need y'all to get this right." So you ready?
I'm never ready.
Are you ready? Then how'd I get to this shit? Let me got some new sounds. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let me hear the song. Let me hear the song now.
We don't have a song.
You don't have one?
No.
Then make one up.
Farewell for
Beauty Academy.
You can do better than that.
I said Wilford Beauty Academy. Wilford Beauty Academy.
Academy. Yes, indeed. I'm doing it.
That was from, where that's from? Are you all right?
Nigga, what was that?
Living Color. Your boy Tommy.
I had steeled myself to listen to some
He thought it was some actual vocals.
that I was about to hear some unengineered raw Buck vocals.
It's the same thing with the national anthem. That's probably not it.
Was it really the national anthem?
Of course not. That was the beauty of it. So yeah.
Okay, so Pac made him get it together.
Get it together. So yes.
Okay.
So boom. So yeah, so he picked it up. He got it together.
Okay.
So boom, they laid down the song, done. Boom. 2 weeks later, Pac gets hit up. So one of the things that was said on the Unsang It joint.
Are you still down is what killed Pac?
Well, we'll get into that. Well, you will get into that. That's your meme conspiracy theory. Somebody said John was the last person in the studio with Pac. I was like, what? Again, I understand it's TV and you got to be dramatic. But it's like 2 weeks later he gets killed. But I'm like, Pac was in the studio every day. So I was like, the person that said that, it was a brother that said that. It was like, hey, John was the last person that Pac was in the studio with. I'm like, come on, son. So yeah, so
nigga, the what was the name of his group with Gaddafi and them?
Oh, the Outlaws.
They had a project getting ready to come out.
One
I'm
Nation.
sure.
Yeah, the One Nation album. Everybody was in the studio with Pac on the East Coast. Buck, goddamn, what's that boy name? From fucking Black Moon. I keep thinking about Buck Wild, but that's starring Buck, the radio personalities. But anyway, but yeah, he was in the studio with them. Redman, M.E.M.E, all of them doing the East Coast One Nation album. So Pac was always in the studio. So boom, Pac's get.
But every time somebody does an interview that has to pertain to Pac, they'll be like, "I was the last person in the studio with him."
I talked to him while he was in the car, right before he got shot.
Like he hung up on the car phone with me, and he was like, "I love you,"
and then he got shot. I heard the shots. So yeah,
I was the last person to come in the hospital room. It was like he was waiting on me before his heart gave out.
So yeah, so boom, Pac get hit up, he dies. We already know the story about that. So now before Pac dies or gets hit or fakes his death, John pretty much turned the album in, turned the song in, whatever, and then the record labels was like, oh no, we don't know the image, Pac, thug, thug style, we don't want that image, you over here with the baby face and all that. So we want to separate. And then, it was like, hey, John was like, hey, this is the future. Because he said nobody was really doing songs like that. He did mention Meth and Mary J, You're All I Need, but no one she just sang the hook for the most part. He rapped. This is actually him singing and Pac rapping. So it was more, you're not saying he also made it clear this is not the first time this has happened. They're not saying that he's the first to do it.
So what is he saying? Because it sounds like you're saying a bunch of words.
But he was like, nobody was really done it to that level. That's what he's saying.
What level?
Where you have the R&B singing
and a rapper come into a verse.
Right. Now he mentioned Rakim and Jody Watley. We have Grand Puba and Mary J. But before or at that time and a little bit before that was just like, hey.
What year did the Fugees come out?
Well, they came out in early 90s with their first album, and then the score was 96.
Okay. Continue, John, because you're talking.
John
and it's like not nobody listening. Nobody's listening? Okay. Okay. John, I'm okay. Okay.
So yes. So the record labels was pushing back. It was like, nah, fam, we can't do this. So I was giving them all the excuses. Then, Pac passes. Then it was like, hey man, we got to put this out. We got to put this out, man. We got to capitalize on this.
I'm glad they kept it in the tuck.
So they held it, but they put it out and then they did a video for it. And then John was like, he didn't want to do it because it felt disrespectful But then Afeni gave him his blessings and was like, hey, you know, Pac played this for me. He don't really play his music for me, but he played this song for me. And that's the reason why Pac's posthumous album was called Are You Still Down?
Because she liked that.
Right. So that was an interesting story in regards to that. So I was like, all right, cool. But I was the last person. Well, John didn't say that out of his mouth, but the person that said that was like, yeah, John was the last person that was in the studio with Pac. Like he got shot that night. So it was like
he walked out the studio and got shot.
Right. So yes. So
my compliments to the chef for this nigga's narrative. Like when I say caping for colonizers, this is what I mean. This nigga's story is great. Even though it sounds like Sister Act. Mm-hmm. This nigga's story is great. In the twisting of the narrative of this is even better.
So also something interesting in regards to the Are You Still Down was Pac was harmonizing and telling John how to sing his parts. So I found that interesting. I was like, okay, melodic Pac out here singing tunes. So I was like, boy, if Pac was alive today, which he might be, what would he be doing? Would he jumped into singing and rapping? Or was he already singing?
Who?
Pac. He would have points where he would try to harmonize, but he wasn't singing. But to hear that he was telling John how to sing in certain pockets and how you wanted it, it was like, okay, Pac out here writing songs, boy. Out here writing R&B ballads. So that's what happened with the Are You Still Down?
So I would like to call Basura on whoever.
Basura?
Yeah, would love to call that.
Basura.
On whoever said that he was the last person to be in a studio with Tupac, because Tupac signed in and out of a studio on September 6th, 1996, the day before he was murdered.
You said that one more time?
Tupac signed in and out. Signed in and out of a studio in LA on September 6th, 1996. There were two people on the ledger with him.
Who was it?
Jimmy Henchman and Spice One.
Okay, Spice One. Okay. Jimmy wasn't a rapper, but Spice One was.
He's management.
Right. Wait a minute. That can't be. Pac had beef with Jimmy. So how was he in the same vicinity?
It's saying that he was also at that studio. He was also at that recording studio.
Nah, because Pac was because he felt Jimmy Henchman had something to do with him getting shot in 95. So why would Jimmy be there? And he pretty much shitted on Jimmy on the Against All Odds song. So why would Jimmy and Pac be in the same vicinity?
I don't know.
I have questions about that. That's just,
They were recording for the 7 Day Theory.
But he got dissed on the 7 Day Theory. But anyway.
I just work here.
We bringing facts to the table. So I'm just challenging.
I'm giving what Jujul is giving me. Even if Jimmy wasn't there, you weren't the last person to record with Pac.
Okay. Well, thank you for that detective work, ma'am. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Who the fuck is James Roseman?
Yeah, that's Jimmy Henchman.
That's his real name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So then, so going into the part of the Blatt interview, because they all pretty much tying together, but he mentions the Robin Thicke versus John B situation where, John B was like, that's the homie. I felt like when he first started that being that John B, well, not John B, but Robin Thicke was groomed and brought in under Babyface, Booby Face, that he was stealing some of his light, but there was no issue with him. And people were bringing up in interviews as if we need to go at each other, but at the same time it was like, but you confirmed it. It was like understanding the story of John B coming in the game, pretty much doing what he wanted to do, and writing all his songs, producing, having creative control pretty much over everything. And some of the things he was doing, like the record label was like, we don't really feel like that's the right move, but it ended up working.
Allowed him to do it anyway.
So it seemed like after like the Cool Relax, when he pretty much started to work on the Neo Soul, and then the Pleasures You Like, he pretty much, the record labels pretty much just pushed back, as like, as they said in the documentary, like the blacker he became, he pretty much began to spiral downward in regards to the charts. So it was like, okay, so when Robin Thicke was brought up, I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking Robin didn't come until later. So he
signed his first deal in 94.
Right. But that's what I said, you confirmed it. But in my mind, before you confirmed it, I'm like, you come up under Babyface, then you doing your own thing, but you're not trying to expand and do the pop hits. You're trying to stay urban. So then Babyface brings in a Robin Thicke. So that creates that whole thing, the appearance that Robin Thicke is coming, taking your shine. And then, Robin Thicke pretty much was just following suit.
I would like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is there such thing as being too black?
For a white person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think John hit that limit.
Nah, because there's levels.
Who would be blacker? The blacker he got,
look at Vanilla Ice.
The blacker he got, the more he spiraled down on the charts.
Look at Vanilla Ice. Blacker.
He was just a liar.
But he was blacker though. So I can say M
doesn't even try to be black.
But I'm just saying.
He's a white weirdo and he's okay with it. He doesn't try to be black. All of his friends are black.
The Island Boys. So yeah.
Neither one of those niggas could catch a beat. And it was like 20.
So yeah, so I'm looking at it from a standpoint like, okay, John wasn't following suit to tap into a more worldly market, being international. So they bring in a Robin Thicke,
who can, as I read the stats to you before we started the show. No disrespect, but John B's a lab ass nigga.
What does that mean?
You's a local ass bitch. You're not charting outside of the states. Whereas you bring in a Robin Thicke who's charting, going gold, going platinum in the obscure places, Australia, the Netherlands, shit like that. Like he's going gold and platinum overseas, where you are charting in America.
Gotcha. And then, like I said, with Jack Herrera, the Neo Soul experiment,
that may have went further, but it wasn't sanctioned. You don't get to create a band and put forth a group effort as a part of one of your solo albums on your record contract. This is where you've gone too far with your white privilege.
Got you. And then, like I said, with the Neo Soul, and we saw Remy Shan, like they pretty much shelved the Jack Herrera project, and then a year or two later, Remy Shan pops up with the Neo Soul vibe. So, just looking at that, I was like, interesting. But you said, like I said, you confirmed that Robin Thicke came out a year before John B.
Correct.
But John B was still in the studio doing his thing at the time. But technically, Robin Thicke came through. Had an album out in 94. Did he have the album out in 94? He just got signed.
He got signed.
Okay. All right. So we can move into segment number 3, memifying the music. So we can start with the Bonafide album. So me going down these albums, I'll just give my take real quick because you listen to the albums thoroughly. I listened to them about 3 times, 2-3 times. So I never really sat and listened to John B's music. Like, again, I know the hits. There were some songs I was like, damn, I forgot about that. I forgot that was a hit. I forgot that was playing that on the radio. And then there was songs that, I was like, okay, I like that song, right? So we can start with the 1995 debut album, Bonafide, which had Someone to Love.
That's all it had.
What?
Go ahead.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Go ahead and talk about Simple Melody. Go ahead.
We'll get to that.
That's all you want to talk about.
That's my jam.
Nigga, talk about Bonafide. Talk about that. Talk about how this nigga started off the album rapping. Terribly.
Got the ladies all in the club saying that's all nice, but I gotta do it right. We're shaking that ass, we're in the past, do what I gotta do. I listen.
It was terrible. It was the worst.
Act like Simple Melody don't slap.
It does not slap.
It don't? You ain't get the Kiss You Back vibes from Digital Underground? Kiss me and I'll kiss you
just
back.
because I get a vibe from it doesn't mean that the whole song's a vibe.
I mean,
just because you give me something reminiscent of something else doesn't mean that this song is a hit. It's a hat.
I didn't say it was a hit. I just said it slapped.
That means it's a hat.
No, just because it slapped don't mean it's a hit. Something can slap to you, but it ain't no hit.
It's not a hat.
Goddamn, what's good? About it was slap. It wasn't no hit.
That is true.
Right. So yeah. So Pretty Girl was a single on there.
In that song, that's a vibe.
Where did you hear it before? You heard it before?
Yeah, I heard it on the box.
Well, I was talking about Toni Braxton, Living Legend.
Oh boy. But Pretty Girl came out first.
Didn't both of them come out? No, I think Boomerang came out in 93. So Toni came out first.
That's not from Boomerang, honey.
Oh, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about her first album.
What are you doing?
I'm thinking about her first album.
No, that is from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
That was 95.
96.
That was 96. Okay.
We've done this 5 times now.
Because y'all was agreeing. Because I was like, hey, man, that sounds like goddamn Toni Braxton.
No, they are the same melodically.
Right. Booby.
Pretty Girl came out first.
Okay.
Then Let It Flow. And then How Did He Love You by After 7. 95, 96, 96.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. So John B had the melody first.
Yes.
So, hey, pretty girl.
Hey, pretty girl, can I be your man tonight, baby? Hey, pretty mama, can I sleep with you tonight?
He even
hey,
had that.
Pretty girl, if you come to my room, I'll make you come all night. They let him get that off.
So yeah, he even had the Toni Braxton Living Legend, like
the baritone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what she be saying, like, damn, I can't think. I was just doing it. Oh, babe. Yeah, oh, babe.
The throttle.
That throat.
That throttle.
So I'm like, damn, but you didn't copy it off of goddamn Toni Braxton Living Legend, but I'm thinking
Let It Flow. He did it first.
Let It Flow was
he
on
did
the
it first.
Boomerang soundtrack. But I
And
was
Pretty
wrong.
Girl was one of the songs that was on his demo.
So we talking 9. Trey, bud.
Pretty Girl was on his demo. What You Say Boo was on his demo.
Mm-hmm.
And what the fuck is the song from Reflections that was on his Damn Thing Called Love, which is on the Reflections album that came out in 95 too, by After 7. Yeah.
Shout out to John B.
So I mean,
So we say John B. Living Legend.
I mean, you could. If we're being respectful,
Right.
which we never are.
Yeah, that's what we do in the meme.
But
we don't disrespect. It can come off as disrespectful, but we're just like meme-ifying.
Right, but if we're being respectful, you could absolutely say Joe Nathan Buck, living legend.
Okay.
The shit that he's put his hands in will live forever.
Right. Boy can write.
Nigga, we just did the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, and Women Beguile. The Waiting to Exhale soundtrack is like one of the best soundtracks to ever exist.
Right.
And if you're going to do that, you're going to play it through, which means Let It Flow is getting played consistently.
So yeah.
A lot of people got married and divorced to What You Say Boo.
What you say, Bill?
What you say boo?
If I ask you to say bye,
He gives you the word. He gives you the words and you still don't sing them.
Oh, you know how we do.
He gave you the words. He gave them to you.
You know how we do. Nigga be making up words, but
Yeah.
hey, remember LL Cool J? I'll be lounging with the rap master Cool J.
At this point, I wish the memers out there could just listen to like one of the conversations we have a week, and you just be like, really?
Be making up stuff.
The shit that you say.
It is what it is, but that's how we do.
And then when I be like, that's not right.
Nah, fam, that's right. That's what it is. But I remember. But...
I remember.
And again, let's not forget, isn't it scary? Isn't it scary?
Well, hold off. Let me take my pants off.
I ain't like that song.
This nigga's the worst.
This is a bona fide album, right?
Yes. This nigga's the worst. I didn't appreciate the album. I'm not even about to sit here and lie.
On my second, third go around, it was like
you just wanted to listen to Simple Melody.
Nah, I had just started the album when you walked in. I was like, let me go on, because I listened to some commentary on some other stuff, and then I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and throw this on so I can listen for another time.
You were in here watching Black Widow without me.
It's all good. Mystery for Two was cool. I liked it.
I didn't appreciate it. Yo Fanny, Love is Candy. You could tell he wrote these songs when he was 12. Your Fanny. But that's a white people word. So, I mean, I guess he could get away with that.
I think Time After Time.
I didn't like that either.
Is it Time After Time or Overflow? Oh, no.
Overflow was okay.
I think it was Overflow.
Overflow was okay.
Okay.
Simple Melody, like, it took me forever listening to it because I was like, that can't be Bootsy. Not saying the shit that he's saying. Like, I was, it couldn't be him. He called him Johnny B, the fantasy on Elm Street. What? Who is talking to another grown-ass man like that?
This great value Bootsy.
No, that's...
I know, I was just saying.
That
At
was
first,
it.
she like, who is this?
Yeah, I was, yeah, in shock. I was shooketh.
So then we go into the Cool Relax album, 9-7. And of course, we already went through. Everybody know
The hats.
the hats. Everybody know the hats.
The hats.
They don't know.
And it was on this album where I realized that Joe Nathan couldn't sing. Like, this is where it hit me.
No, he stepped it up, singing wise, on the Cool Relax. Going listening to the Bonafide and then listening to like the beats and all that. There was, you know, some joints like Simple Melody I ain't never heard before. Overflow, Isn't It Scary? I think I remember hearing Isn't It Scary on the radio. And then we go into the Cool Relax. Production was better and the singing was better.
No matter what you say to me, this is the album to where he chose to live up here and he should have stayed down here. What did you call him?
Oh, the R&B, John David Washington. Because you hate that nigga.
I hate him.
He's like, this is Denzel's son, but he can't act. But I'm like, damn, you know, let that boy live.
He's no O'Shea Jackson Jr.
It's easy playing your dad.
He has other acting parts.
What?
He was on Battleship.
What'd he do?
He steered the ship. He was in fucking
The movie with 50.
50. He was also in
50.
He was also in Godzilla.
What he doing there?
He's steering the ship.
What was it?
He got lines.
I mean, there's one
He's
thing
got
to have,
lines.
There's one thing to have lines, but do you have lines?
Yeah, he's got lines. He didn't die.
Okay, so goddamn me,
So, and then it's something else to play your dad.
P them had lines about it. That would mean that they can act.
They weren't even trying.
But they had lines.
It is something to play your dad, because I don't think that he could play his dad.
You didn't sing to your dad all your life.
That don't mean you could play him. Just because you sound like him.
You know, you play your dad. And it wasn't like he had to play an actor. So it's like John David Washington. It's like if John David Washington had to play his dad in a movie, it's not gonna happen because it's a different caliber. Whereas a rapper's son playing a rapper, like O'Shea didn't act, Ice Cubby didn't act. No, act. Like, yeah, you act, but you don't act. So it's like you just playing your dad.
But he didn't grow up as a rapper. He didn't grow. Let's be clear.
I mean, I can play Ice Cube. Shit.
I can play Ice Cube. You grew up hard. If you let you tell it, your upbringing and your hood antics are just the worst. Like, you are just solidified and certified pistol puller. Okay?
Pistol puller.
Okay? Like, that's it. O'Shea Jackson Jr. grew up sheltered, swaddled in money. So he didn't have the same, like, you don't got that edge. He don't have an edge. He doesn't have an edge. Okay. And O'Shea, Ice Cubby, don't even act like that at the house. He don't got an edge at the house no more. They got heated floors. The fuck you mad for?
Man, you got Dub C coming through. Crit walking.
Never been past the studio.
Mac 10 be coming to the house.
Never came inside. Never came inside.
Mac 10 be coming to the house, bro.
Never in the guest house.
No, Mac 10 be
never
coming
in the
through.
main. Never in the main.
And
house.
it's not even talking about the other homies that be coming around.
Never in the main house.
You don't know.
Ice Cubby's wife would never.
You don't know if O'Shea Jackson Jr. Is that his name? O'Shea Jackson Jr.?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know if O'Shea Jackson Jr. was riding in the car with his pops.
Never.
And, went to go see Mac 10 and Dub C.
While Mac 10 was married to T-Boss. Let's all stop acting. He wasn't acting like that in the house.
He was active, but
you keep that shit outside. He wasn't acting like that in the house.
How you know? How you know how he was acting, boy? Streets gonna always be in you, boy. Goddamn Mac 10 them.
They could be in you, but not in the house.
You check that shit at the door.
Exactly. We got heated floors.
You ain't gonna walk on these hoes, man.
You feel me? It costs too much to get these hoes replaced. Got to replace floor panels because you come in here tripping. The fuck you mad for?
So anyway, John David Washington. So I said that John B is the John David Washington of R&B.
Because I don't respect it.
Respectfully, as Javier would say. Respectfully. Because I know you say he can't act and, he been in these big ass movies and all that. And it's like, is he the John David of R&B? So no disrespect. No.
But Cool Relax is where vocally he disintegrated, but lyrically he rose to the top of my toxic masculine. Like this shit, this nigga's a gaslighter. It's great.
Okay. Now I had forgot about the What You Say Boo. I forgot about the song. So when I heard it on the album, I was like, oh man, I forgot about this song. This was a smash. I liked it.
What do you think of it now as an adult?
I like it. I didn't really listen to it back then. I just remember hearing it. But actually sitting and listening to it, I'm like, okay, cool. I like the melody all around.
Could you listen to it every day? Because I'm going to sing it for you later.
Get out.
No, what did I tell you I'm going to sing for you later?
Some goofy shit.
Oh, let's get down.
You talking about let's get down, let's get down, let's get down.
Did John B sing that?
Oh. I'm thinking about the Tonys, bro.
See, in this be the shit I be talking.
The Tonys, bro. I'm thinking that's the first thing that come to my head is let's get down.
No, let's get
down. Down.
Does John B sing that?
No, he doesn't.
Fucking Tony.
You gotta go. Get up. So yeah, I forgot about that song. And you can go ahead. You like I said, you didn't went through these albums thoroughly.
Well, I'm not gonna do the long drawn out thing that I was gonna do if Christ was here, because I need Christ for that.
We'll still be in segment 1 if Christ was here. Still be in segment 1.
I miss him. Just vocally, no. Vocally, no.
Excuse me.
His writing ability went up for this album. Mm-hmm. But this album is also, once it's on, because what is it? Are you still down to 97 and Are You Still Down 2001?
Part 2. That was in 2005.
Wow. And who was on that?
Oh, the Stronger Every Day.
Who was on it?
Oh, ODB. You had Scarface. You had Tank. You had
no, on that song.
That was just him and
on part
Pac.
2.
Yeah, Pac.
On part 2?
Yeah, it was.
So where's part 1?
Are You Still Down? This is part 2 of Are You Still Down?
The one on Cool Relax is part 2.
No, the one on Cool Relax is just Are You Still Down? On 05 Stronger Every Day is called part 2. Yep. And it's just a part 2 of Are You Still Down?
And who's on it?
Pac and John B. What you talking about who on it? It's part 2.
Is it remixed?
Nah, it's a different song. Johnny J produced it because he spoke about that too in the I think it was the Vlad interview, because he was like, everything that happened after Pac died and all that. Then in 05, him and Johnny J came back around and they did that song, and then Johnny J died that year, if I'm not mistaken.
This nigga.
So part 2 is a totally different song.
So I'm going to have to change my tone, because Jermaine may have sat me down, but this nigga may take me completely out.
What happened for that part 2?
It seemed like niggas work with him and they out.
Well, I actually listened to that today.
Yeah, so what was Johnny J's deal? How did he pass?
I have to look it up. I just remember he passed. You can look it up. Put it on the Googs. But yeah, I know because when I listened to it, I'm like, let me see what it sounds like. And Pac's verses from Happy Home, one of the unreleased songs, or it may have gotten released in one of his posthumous albums. But I remember the verse from Happy Home. And of course, they weren't able to read. Of course, they're not going to capture and remake Are You Still Down? That's cemented in history. That's timeless. But John B was saying that they just wanted to be like a ceremonial type of thing, to where it's like, hey, we coming back around. Johnny J had a verse, had the Pac verse and whatnot, and it was like, let's just do something, just ceremonial. Like, we're not trying to recapture Are You Still Down? Let's just, pay homage and do like a ceremonial type of thing.
Nigga died in a jail.
What year was it?
2008.
Okay, so it's 3 years later.
He jumped off the upper level at the jail.
The fuck?
On purpose. Okay. Okay, so what's next?
The Pleasures You Like album.
Which I make fun of the most.
Excuse me.
I make fun of this album the most, but it may be my favorite John B album.
Why is that?
It's probably the album I remember most because this was senior year. Like, I listened to this a lot my senior year. I was a heartbroken teenager. Life was sad. So I listened to this album a lot as a teenager.
Yeah, I forgot about now I've heard the Finer Things song, but I had forgotten about it.
Number 1, gotta be real. Don't lie to me about monogamy.
Hun, get out of my grill.
Number 2,
easy to do.
Be who you are. Be with me, a real nigga, with every beat of your heart.
You got the Nas impersonation down.
You see that?
Yeah, sounds trash though, but you got it down. You got it down.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, I remember the song, not from when it came out, because I didn't hear it. I think Christ, because little brother.
Oh, okay.
Little brother.
Okay.
So there was a Little Brother song that he pretty much put that sample in there, that I think he says it at the end. And then Christ is what put me on, was like, oh yeah, that's from John B's Finer Things. So I went and listened to the Finer Things, and I never knew Nas was, I had never heard of the song.
Right.
So Christ put me on. I listened to it. That became
you weren't an R&B guy back then.
Right. So yeah, it was Little Brother, as always. Take Me Back. I listened to that. Oh shit, nah.
Nigga said it always goes back to Little Brother and Five. Tigalara.
Oh, Fonte. So yeah, so I remember the song, but again, I haven't heard it. I wasn't listening to it on a regular. So it was one of those things, I remembered it, but it got, lost in other stuff I was listening to, whatnot.
So would Finer Things be your favorite John B song? Because of Nays?
No, it's like Simple Melody. What you talking about? No, goddamn. They Don't Know, and then Are You Still Down? And probably then. Let me make sure I got all the goddamn songs.
Yeah,
B.
Let
me.
Number 1, gotta be real. Don't lie to me about John B.
John B. Now I would put They Don't Know, Are you still down? What you say, boo? Then finer things.
Wow.
Then simple melody.
He dead serious, y'all.
Simple melody,
about
man.
fucking simple melody.
Do. Bring your love to me. Shout out to that song and Digital Underground. Kiss You Back. Do. Yeah, gave me those vibes. So
You know the vibes.
word up.
YKTV.
So yeah. So pleasures you like, senior year, heartbroken.
Of course.
You remember a lot.
Yes. I don't remember being so upset
Excuse me.
about Soft and Sweet as I was as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably out here just like two-stepping, and then as an adult I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, this nigga just harmonized the Hokey Pokey. Like, that's talent. That's talent. Like, okay, cool. Once it's on, I don't understand Coco Brown.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. You like black girls.
Shout out to him with the sisters, bud.
He married one.
And he was with a sister prior to.
He been with one his whole life.
Right. I forgot the sister's name. Like music. I forgot her name. But yeah, that's what inspired, or that's what created the Cool Relax. They Don't Know. His breakup with her. So.
'Cause you're my angel.
Nothing's gonna make you fall from heaven. Girl, I just wanna love you.
Not you.
I love you. I love you.
Oh God.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
What's your problem with
Cuban Link?
Cuban and AZ.
Cuban Link?
Cuban and AZ.
Okay, so I posed a question earlier. Was Cuban Link trying to be like the Latin Pac? Because as I'm listening, again, I didn't like his verse as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was listening back to it, I put in a group chat, like, what's this nigga's deal? Like, whose man's is this? I don't recall him ever having a moment. Apparently he had one.
Yeah. And it won't stop.
We know it should we make it. And I don't even recall him from that song.
Dun, dun, dun.
I remember that song and I don't remember him from it.
Well, I'm thinking about the song he had with after Pun passed. He had a song. I remember seeing the video. I fucked with the song. So
I think the only grieving song I remember is God Send Me an Angel. You don't remember that song?
who was that?
Amanda Perez.
That name sounds familiar. No.
Very popular in the 90s. God, yeah, you didn't listen. But I don't know
Hey,
this.
I fucks with the 90s, cuz.
You didn't listen to R&B. I don't know this nigga. I think that's
I was listening to Green Day, but I was listening to goddamn Alanis Morissette. What are you talking about?
I said R&B.
I know you said R&B. I'm just saying. I was listening, but I know. Don't disrespect the 90s like that. I listened.
I love the 90s. That's neither here nor there. Whose man's is this? Was he a part of the terror squad?
Yeah. He was under Pun. Yeah, he was under Pun. He was with Pun's crew. And then when Pun passed, things got with as we call him, Chubby Joseph. Because he wasn't under Joe. He was under Pun. Pun passes, and he releases his album after Pun passes, and there's some things going on with that. So
he had an album.
Yeah.
Was it good?
I never heard the album. I just remember that single, that lead single, which was dedicated to Pun, and I fucked with that. I'll play that after we.
This is going. I don't know him. I don't know this nigga. Like I don't know him. I don't recall him from anywhere. All I know is that on this verse, he was trying to be like a Latin Pac. And all I kept getting was the vibe of what you won't do for love.
Do, 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 do.
Like the cadence and the tone that he was using. So I was like, yo, is this nigga trying to be a Latin Pac? And then, hear me out. How ghetto is a sour amaretto?
I mean, that's just some Spanish.
Mommy, listen to my demo. Hello. Who do you get mad at for the Cat in the Hat raps?
A lot of niggas.
He's one of them.
That wasn't Cat in the Hat-ish.
It was very Cat in the Hat. And if it wasn't Cat in the Hat, my nigga, it's one fish, red, two fish, red fish, blue fish. It's Dr. Seuss-ish.
But yeah, I said, don't disrespect Pac like that, because Cuban was, Pac had far been removed from the scene.
Well, no, I'm just saying the cadence and the tone.
I said he was an aggressive pun. Aggressive pun.
He was going for something.
Because I was giving you the spill of Chubby Joseph saying like he sat down with LL Cool J and was like, hey, you getting this bread, homie? Da da da. We do the same thing, but I'm getting this bread because I'm doing these love songs, bye. So Joe pretty much styled Big Pun to do the love songs, like the I'm not a hater, I just crush a lot. Like was based off of the insight that, or the wisdom that LL Cool J gave him. And so I said, okay, Big Pun was more smooth with the love songs. Here we got Cuban Links. He was more of an aggressive pun on this song.
No.
Where's Ja Rule?
Pac gone. Pun gone. Who but Link? It felt like he was trying to be the man. And
nah, DMX already took that.
And it failed.
Ja Rule already took that.
I don't understand what AZ was going for on Layaway. I guess some niggas just don't know how to love.
Well, he told you on motherfucking Full Circle. Told you what it was. That was years later. Going back, talking about how he was as a youth.
Because he literally said that he aiming red dots at hoes' heads and putting two under their feet. Why are we shooting our hoes, AZ? This is how, I get that AZ's like a pimp, but this is how we lose hoes.
Like, why are we shooting our hoes?
Like, why are we shooting our hoes, AZ? Like, this, it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. I really appreciate it. Now I'm with you.
You want hoe harmony?
Well, you're not gonna have harmonious hoes if you're shooting them. Now you got nervous Nellies working in your stable. I didn't like Inside. He tried it, but this is my favorite album. So if I had to choose, it would go. Ooh, and this is not. Nobody's gonna understand why I'm doing it this way, but it's gonna go. Ew. Finer Things. Lonely Girl. Now I'm With You. And that'll be it. Because if I want to hear Pretty Girl, I can listen to Let It Flow or How Did He Love You.
And let's not forget the Overjoyed track featuring Faith Evans.
Where he...
Well, this came before Avant and Kiki Wyatt's.
But I could see how it could still be styled after My First Love. Because the original is Angela and Renee.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't one of my favorite tracks.
I liked it.
I didn't care.
I liked it a lot.
I didn't care.
So
what do you
else?
think about that
Oh, the
album?
pleasures you like.
Yeah.
Oh, it was cool. It was a cool album. Like I said, Finer Things, Don't Talk. I forgot about Don't Talk. I forgot about that being a
Where
single.
he talked about slipping girls' Mickeys.
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics.
Allegedly.
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics. I was just like, oh shit, I remember that. I remember that
it's
jam.
It's a vibe.
I remember that jam. And then, like I said, the Overjoyed song I liked as well. So overall, like the Cool Relax was my favorite album.
Cool Relax for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Ew.
Anything else?
No.
All right. So that concludes today's show. This is season 8, where we show you. Oh yeah, we got to get into your meme-spiracy theory.
We got to get you to IKEA.
All right. Well, this is season 8, where we show you why we're great. Wishing While White series, volume 1, meme 9 quattro 9-4. They don't know about John B. Yeah. Hashtag Drake Senior. Hashtag Drake's father. Hashtag the white baby face. Hashtag, or the white booby face, as we call him. Hashtag pot gone, big gone, or pun gone. Who but Link? Hashtag where's Ja Rule? Hashtag buck the world. Hashtag creative colonizing. Hashtag caping for colonizers. So today's show, we talked about, do they know about John Bucky, Winter Soldier of Love? Segment 2, we gotta do it. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Memories.
Meme unheard is not unsung. Meme unheard, meme unheard, meme unheard, meme unheard. So yeah, we talked about we memeified the unsanged interviews along with the Blad interview. And last but not least, we memeified the music. So join us in 2 weeks for Meme 9 Cinco. We don't know what the show we're going to do. We do have 2 more memes to close out season 8. So be on the lookout.
I think it'll be a versus.
The only verses we talked about was Kim versus Fox. And we were just talking about hardcore versus Il Nana.
Before the season started, we put in the notes to go back and do a versus that was already done, i.e. the Jodeci and Boys to Men.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, we weren't gonna redo it. We was gonna pull from the essence of doing a versus.
We talked about redoing it because I said I'd love to get in on that.
Okay, we'll discuss. So where you can find us? You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and all podcast platforms. You're only getting seasons 8 and up on those platforms. If you want seasons 1 through 7, pre and post shows, and our other exclusive content, go to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/theMEMEpodcast. That's TheMEME podcast. Donate, support, and become a meme or a member. In closing.
Let's do this. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
And I end by saying, life is but a meme. You can either dream, express, or have no chill. But at the end of the day, we can give a fuck how you feel. Ew. This is the Meme Podcast. When it comes to Black entertainment, we reign supreme. All facts. We are the supreme meme team. We clout chasing, keeping up, and about waking people up. We honor both. And if you have a problem with that, pull up if you want that smoke. And it'll be that way until I say cease. We out of here. Peace.
You're now listening to Meme. You're now listening to Meme. Yeah, yeah.